When you're the best. So teachers are the best, and I would support them to the last.
You're going to be out there with them right through.
I am sorry to say this, and I apologize to everybody. I am one of the persons who voted this government into office, but I didn't vote them into office to treat teachers badly. So I hope they see this, and I hope they come out and they do something for teachers. 6.5 of a present teacher's salary is not worth it, sir. That's a soft drink money.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that.
Soft drink money, he says. Soft drink money. Sand and cement government, you would say that, right?
Yeah.
Hey. You're here.
Hey, these people burning tires right there.
All right.
Right?
Yes, sir. Randolph Pereira.
Why you?
I'm out there because it's overbearing, and I feel the pain of people. I'm a human being, and I know what it was, right, to live through poverty and this kind of thing. And teachers right now are living in poverty because of that salary. Their parents, they have responsibility like everybody. They have utility bills. They have children to send to school. And 6.5 is unreasonable. The only way 6.5 I would have supported it if teachers were getting $250, $300 a month. I would have supported 6.5. But 6.5 is no good, and they cannot live. Nobody in government, I challenge them for 3 months. They're to throw everything aside and try to live or survive on a teacher's monthly pay. I challenge them. No cheating, they have to live on that for 3 months. And let them come back and be honest with us. If it's palatable and if it's convenient and comfortable for them. So just so members in the government are getting super salary, my sign says super salary for all teachers because they deserve it.
Welcome to another episode of Advancing the Cause. You know what? I am so excited. I'm so excited being here with you tonight. I know that we were supposed to start you off at 6:30, but guess what? So many things are happening. Teachers are on the streets. The Ministry of Education, they're on Facebook. Parents are on the streets. Lots and lots of persons are in support of the teachers, and so many things are happening. And so I am here, I am there, I'm in Berbice, I'm tracking the Essequibo Coast, I am tracking the Linden Highway. So I'm everywhere. But don't worry, I'm here with you tonight. Tell me what has been happening with you last week and the week before and the week before. And you know, we had budget and all of that. But let me say this to you. Last Monday, the teachers union decided that the teachers were going to take to the streets. As a matter of fact, tonight, our topic tonight that we're going to be discussing, it says the Guyanese teachers versus the sugar workers. The Guyanese teachers versus the sugar workers. And we have with us tonight, who's going to be sharing the program with me tonight, we have a former teacher, a former regional executive officer. Well, he is no stranger to this program. He served also as a principal of the technical institutes. He also served as the regional executive officer, both regions 3 and 2. Look, folks, here what y'all do for me tonight. Share the link. Now, I notice we are starting here at 285, 285. Just share this link. Call up somebody, tell them advancing the cause is on. We're discussing teachers' issues. Call them and tell them advancing the cause is on and we're discussing teachers' issues. I think the operator is going to link you with some other pages there that we have. So share this link. We can't talk this business when we ain't got the kind of numbers that we want to have, and this is not usually our numbers. So come on, share the link with everybody. We're going to take about a minute or two, and we're going to show you some of what transpired today, and then we're going to come right in to start the discussion. So share the link, everybody.
The protest. They're coming. Open up your sign there, Mr. Vega. We are not slave for fear. Everybody know. 6.5% is a big underpay. Oh, they're coming out. Look, I have a lot of persons over the road there. Folks, parents, those folks over the road giving their support. They're there, they're with a placard in the shade, under the tree, giving their support as well. Yes, so
we had to take some time to get the folks to come right on. So, operator, could you bring Mr. Jaikaran in right away because we're not going to delay anymore. Mr. Jaikaran, good night, and welcome to another episode of Advancing the Cause. I know that you have been here and for some time, and you were enjoying some of what was the footages that we've been showing. Teachers took to the streets on Monday, and this was after a prolonged period of 3 years. Teachers have been waiting for 3+ years to hear from this government. Your take on this as an educator, not a past educator, as an educator, once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yeah. Thank you very much, my sister Coretta. Let me just say good night to our viewers and as an extension, the entire teaching fraternity of Guyana. And may I begin my presentation or my comments by first of all saying to the viewers that our teachers would have been motivated to the extent that every single region had their input and participated over the past 3 years. I would have been following over the past 3 years every region, making contact with every region. And as the days go by, you had an increase in the number of teachers in every single region. But why? Why is it our teachers have to be on the street to demand what is rightly theirs? And before I go there, I want to point to Article 47(1) of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. And when I read that part, and then I'm going to say why I did it, as it relates to the topic, the subject we are discussing, the struggle of the Guyanese teachers versus the sugar workers. And in our Constitution, 147(1) clearly states, and I read, except with his own consent, no person shall be hindered in the enjoyment of his freedom of assembly and association. That is to say, his right to assemble freely and associate with other persons, and in particular to form or belong to political parties or to form or belong, let me repeat that, or to form or belong to trade unions or other associations for the protection of his interests. I have pointed out that part, my sister, in our Constitution because it gives rise to an inequality as to how our teachers are being treated as against how the sugar workers of this country are being treated. And this is to say that in every budget, there's a lump sum of money that is allocated for the sugar workers. And during the year, it might be 3 or 4 times. There you have, going back to Parliament, supplemental budgets for Gaisuku. Nothing of the sort over the years would have been done for our teachers. And so there is this imbalance, this unfairness, and this inequality as it relates to how is it we deal with one set of workers and the other set of workers. But let me point out the fact, my sister, that the strike as it is now, it is legal and it bears the fruit that we want it to bear. And so don't worry with the running around with Joe Hamilton, the Minister of Labor, and Priya Manik Chan going about the country telling people that this strike is illegal. As an interpretation of that, it gives rise to a form of a threat to our teachers. But that didn't work. That didn't work. Day by day, hour by hour, our teachers are motivated to ensure that they go out there and they demand what is just and what is right. And I want to strongly believe, as we continue the struggle, because this struggle should not end until and unless the demands of the Guyana Teachers Union are met. And it is for too long we have been fighting this battle. And I come back to say it is not illegal, because the union would have done all the necessary things before they went out there, or teachers went out there on Monday. And an alarming thing is that the chief labor officer, having received a document from the Guyana Teachers Union, publicly said that he was not in receipt of that letter. And it tells the story of who we place where and how is it they are accounting not only for spending, but for their duty as they are paid for. And so I am very, very pleased, and I am very, very happy that our teachers, or may I rephrase to say that we are out there, because once a teacher, always a teacher. And so that I'm happy that we are out there to fight this long battle to ensure that at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, we get what is just for all of us to benefit in this country. And so those are the opening remarks I would want to make as it relates to the subject we are discussing.
Well, Brother Jaikaran, I want to thank you for those opening remarks. And I want our viewers to understand that we are talking here about the struggles of the Guyanese teachers versus our sugar workers right here in Guyana. We have known from ever of old that sugar has been taking a beating. It has been struggling. But you know what? The governments continue to pump money into sugar, hoping that will revive sugar. When the coalition got, as a matter of fact, during the PPP's tenure in office before 2015, they started closing the sugar estates because they recognized that sugar was dwindling. We weren't getting profits from sugar. The coalition came, they right-sized or they downsized some of the sugar estates, but they still kept pumping money into the sugar estates, ensuring that sugar workers were not left on the breadline. But I'm not going to talk about that really this evening. I want to talk about what is happening with the teachers. The teachers union, the only registered and legal body to represent teachers, submitted a proposal to the PPP's government in 2020, resubmitted in December of 2020, resubmitted in 2021, in 2022, and in the earlier part of 2023. To date, this wicked government, they have not called us to sit seriously to talk about that proposal. We expect, like everything else, when we submit a proposal, then we'll have the government submitting their counter proposal. That has not happened as yet. All we keep getting from this government is we're going to put the information together. As a matter of fact, let me say, when we met with the Minister of Education in 2020, in August of 2020, that's Minister Manik Chand, we went through that entire proposal with her. When we met with Minister Gail Teixeira, Sonia Parag, and Priya Manik Chand, we had to go through that very proposal in 2023 all over again. So this is saying clearly that they have no interest in teachers' welfare. And I want to point out that I'm happy that our teachers on the Essequibo Coast, that they came out there in their numbers, while Priya Manik Chand and Joseph Hamilton and Barrett Jagview and the whole circus of clowns were trying to make this issue a political one. Our teachers on the Essequibo Coast defied all of them, and they said straight, this is not a political event. This is not about Coretta McDonald. This is about our bread and butter issue. We can't carry politics to the market. Our teachers said that in no uncertain terms. And you know what? I want to say kudos to our teachers from the Essequibo Coast. I want to say thanks to them, because after all the threats that they have been receiving, our teachers from the Essequibo Coast came out there in their numbers, and they have continued to come out. But I want to get closer to what is happening. Now, that has led us to having been out there Monday and Tuesday and today. Now, yesterday, the PPP, they're so vindictive and destructive, and they preach democracy all the time. But you know what? Democracy is convenient to the man that is sitting in the seat. We have seen coming from the PPP government a very fancy letter there saying that with immediate effect, addressed to the president of the Ghana Teachers Union, with immediate effect, they are going to stop deducting the dues from the teachers who have legally authorized them, you know. No, not a Coretta McDonald went there to say these teachers. The teachers have legally authorized them to deduct $700 from their salaries and remit same to the GTU. They have stopped. They said they're going to stop that with immediate effect. Now, you understand what they're trying to do there. They're trying to stifle the Guyana Teachers Union. They're trying to kill the Teachers Union. They're trying to make our members slaves. But you know what? Our teachers will continue to be teachers. They're intelligent, and they know how to analyze things. You know what our teachers have said to us? Miss, GS, Pres E, not to worry. We have MMG at our disposal, and we will use the MMG service to ensure that our dues are remitted to the office. We will use online banking to ensure that our dues are sent across to the office. We will formulate amongst clusters of school and identify a point person in the form of a teacher who will come there, collect our $700, issue us with a temporary receipt, and that teacher will take it to the GTU, get the receipt from the official receipt from the GTU, and so we will continue to be members. It is going to take a while for us to get all our members back on stream, but the teachers have already decided what they're going to do. So when this government thinks that they're going to be wicked to the GTU, our teachers understand the importance of the union, and they will not budge. And our teachers have decided that they will stand out there as long as it takes for their messages to get across to this administration. Now, come on. If we look at the salaries of a minister, I'm not sure if the operator has it there, but if the operator doesn't have it, we'll show it a little later if he doesn't have it there now. But I want to say, if you look at the salaries of a sitting minister as against the salaries of a teacher, a minister's salary could pay a teacher, maybe 100 teachers, depending on the category, or more than that. But I want our viewers to understand that this strike action has nothing to do with politics. It has absolutely nothing to do with politics. If you see our teachers from all across this country, and let me say, before I bring in Brother Jaikaran again, the letter emanating from the Ministry of Education yesterday, wherever it came from, I think it's from the Ministry of Education, that has angered our teachers. Our teachers are angry. And our teachers have vowed that they're going to stand there with their umbrellas. They're going to move from one point to the other. And you know what they've caused? Those teachers who were contemplating not to strike, and some who made up their minds that they were not going to strike, they brought them out on the streets. If you look at what is showing on the screen, these are our indigenous teachers. Mm-hmm. We have our teachers from Oriala. We have our teachers from the Pomeroon. We have our teachers from Letem, from Anai, from Aishalton, all across this country. Don't talk about what's happening in Region 10. Don't talk about what is happening in Region number 6. We have teachers from the New Amsterdam branch, Kanji branch, Low Quarantine branch. We have teachers from Central branch. We have teachers from the Upper Quarantine branch, and our teachers from the branch in Blackbush Polder. The teachers from the Lower Quarantine and Central Quarantine, inclusive of Blackbush, they are in Rose Hall. All the schools there are closed. And for the one or two that are open in between that stretch there, you have a few teachers there, maybe one or two teachers. You know, I noticed too that some head teachers are threatening our teachers. Head teachers, you have a right to strike or not to strike. If our teachers want to strike, stop threatening them. I want to say that we have received allegations of the Minister of Education threatening teachers. We have received information that PPP counselors are threatening our teachers in Leg 1, Wakenham, and on the Essequibo Coast. Stop doing it. Our teachers have a right to decide for themselves. You don't force them and don't bully them. But you know, before I bring Mr. Jaikaran in, I want to say to I want to ask our operator to show a letter for us, and this will show you how stupid these people are. You see there's a letter circulating from Robin Singh or some semi-criminal or criminal. I'm hearing. I am not sure. And look, Coretta McDonald at the bottom, General Secretary. Well, they just don't know how to fix my name, because Coretta McDonald's name, and let me enlighten you. Coretta McDonald's name it has AA, an MP behind it. So they missed that part. But look at how these people are deceptive and devious. So the GTU is writing to Mr. Mohammed's. Now, I don't know how I would know. The first thing is, how would I know how much monies are going to be deducted from teachers' salary? That's the first thing. How do I know how many teachers from the various categories have decided to take industrial action? So you notice how they're jumping off there, and I suspect this is the work of Kwame and so on. You see, they're saying that there are 13,600 teachers in this school, and 60% of them are on the picket line, which gives us a total of 18,900. Oh my gosh. You see how crazy that be? I am now taking a good look at the letter. If we have 13,600 teachers in Guyana, how 60% of them will be 18,900? For the entire process, from over the last couple of days, the government spokespersons and their trolls and so on, they have been all confused. Now, if monies are going to be paid to me, it has to pass through some banking you know, some bank account somewhere. And I don't think that the GTU is so stupid, but I know what is bothering them. I know just what is bothering them. They want to know who are the persons supporting our teachers, but that is for us to know and for you to find out. And I'm not sure how you're going to find out. But I want to say, wickedness will not prosper in this land. You might look as if you're getting by, but PPP, mark me, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. Mr. Jaikaran, let's do the math. Let's say we have 6,000 teachers out there. 6,000 teachers out there will give us one seat and a little frills. Each teacher out there got a mother, they have a father, 2 more persons to vote. Huh? So we're having 6,000 plus 2 more added to that 6,000 is how much thousands we get, because they say we ain't good at maths. So you do the math out there, folks, and you're going to get a calculation. So if for every teacher you have 3 persons, for every person, which will give us a total of 6,000 teachers, if you added 3 persons to each teacher, then you understand how much votes you're talking about there. Huh? Many of those teachers are married. So 6,000 by 2 is 12,000. You know? And when you add their mothers and their fathers and their brothers and so on, and their nieces and nephews who are voting age, count and see how many votes we're going to be getting there. I want to say to them, all those who are watching here for the PPP, and let me tell you, this here is not a clash between Priya and Coretta like they're making it out to sound. You know, Mr. Jaikaran, they're telling the teachers on the Essequibo Coast that this is a battle between Coretta McDonald and Priya. They're fighting to see who will win. This is not any battle between Coretta and Priya. This is a matter between the GTU and the Ministry of Education, by extension, the government, with regards to the welfare of our teachers. Just the same way you can talk to GAU, you can talk to the GTU. Just the same way you can increase GAU's benefits, you can do the same thing for our teachers. And so to all of our friends who are watching from Antigua and French Guyana and Switzerland and Turkey and everywhere else across the Caribbean, good night to you. And I want you to see what the PPP is doing. I'm hoping that our folks at CARICOM, they're watching on and they're going to make a statement on this. I'm hoping that Prime Minister Mia Mottley is watching at what her friends are doing to the teachers of this land. But Comrade Jaikaran, I'm going to take you now.
Yeah, before I go, don't forget that not only Mia Mottley, but we should include Ralph Gonzalez. Let him see also, because he is part of that clique. And so let him see also. So let me come back to this situation in which they have so agreed not to deduct union dues from our teachers. 2 things. The first is that the teachers would have in writing authorized the Ministry of Education to make that legal deduction. And therefore, if by any chance this doing that, not doing that deduction, making that deduction as authorized by our teachers, then it is an illegal act on the part of the Ministry of Education. The second thing is that it is against, by all means, a controversy and contrary to everything that would have agreed upon between the Ministry of Education and Guyana Teachers Union. So on one hand, it is the teachers, and on the other hand, it is the Guyana Teachers Union. And therefore, they have to know, the Ministry of Education, they might have been misguided, or because of the devil acting up in them, that they have seen it fit to be able to make that decision. But that is not going to stand for long, because our teachers know exactly what they have to do and how they have to do what they have to do. The next point I want to make is that this struggle, this strike, has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with politics. It has to do with the profession of our teachers. And our teachers, because they are so committed to the job, because they are professionally trained, and because they are professionally guided, they made that decision to support the strike called by the Guyana Teachers Union. It is not a Coretta McDonald strike, and that strike was never called by Coretta McDonald. The strike was called by the Guyana Teachers Union, agreed upon at their EXCO meeting, and by extension, the General Council and all the teachers of this country. So let us wipe away those two things. One, that it is a political strike, and two, that it is a McDonald strike. So we have to rid that out of the propaganda that this government is peddling all across this country. But look at this. Despite the fact they are peddling that, allowing it to be, and causing people to believe that it is political, we have not seen any political posts out there. As you go to these different regions, you see people of all, teachers of all kinds. Nobody is aware of or have an understanding of their political affiliation. What we do know, and based on the assessment, that they are classroom teachers, they are hurt, they are not being adequately compensated for the work they are put out, and therefore what they are doing now is just. But you are not allowing our teachers to benefit from the resources of this country. But every time the CXC results are out, who celebrates? The Minister of Education leads the celebration. But has she ever been a teacher or in the classroom? Or any of the officers of the Ministry of Education, were they ever successful classroom teachers? Were any of the regional education officers, were any of them ever been successful classroom teachers? But they celebrate the success and hard work of our teachers. And therefore, we need to let our parents understand clearly what we are doing is to encourage our teachers to go the next step. And so I want to make the point now, because I have before me here a document from the Caribbean Union of Teachers that would have been sent to the Guyana Teachers Union. And 2 paragraphs of this letter speak with great authority. And so the 2 paragraphs that I'm going to read that speak to the authority are paragraph 1. When we see teachers, we see their unwavering commitment to students, families, and communities. We see the increased responsibilities and the workloads of teachers, which in most cases have become overwhelmingly difficult. Still, they show up and provide the best education. And that this would make reference to what I would have said just now about celebrating the results that we get at CSEC. And the next paragraph I want to read to you so that we can better understand is the Caribbean Union of Teachers stands in solidarity with the members of the Guyana Teachers Union. The Caribbean Union of Teachers values all educators from its 26-member Caribbean grouping. And when one is treated unjustly, the others feel the impact due to our connectiveness. And so these two paragraphs from the Caribbean Union of Teachers is a clear indication that our teachers in Guyana alone, they are not standing alone. They have the support of the Caribbean Union of Teachers. And as the letter would have said, the Caribbean Union of Teachers consists of 26 Caribbean groups. Can we be able to say to this government that we do not stand alone, but there are others out there who stand with us? And therefore, our decision to be able to launch this protest, for us to be able to have what is rightly deserving of us, and to fulfill the mandate as given to the Ministry of Education by the Guyana Teachers Union, it is a clear indication that there is a breach of commitment from the Ministry of Education. And therefore, this strike, as it is, must be supported. And we call not only on our teachers, we call on our parents, because our parents are the persons who would have to give the support that is necessary. When you see from the pictures that you saw, from the footages that you saw time and again on this program, it gives you a clear indication of the level of commitment of our teachers. It tells you that our teachers are organized. They have a sense of purpose. They know what they want. And so if you look, if you go into a classroom and you ask any teacher, they would say to you that despite the fact that the Ministry of Education put out 26 or how many things they have done, they have not met any of those requirements, because our teachers still write their daily notes of lesson. They still write and prepare their annual scheme, their general scheme, and their termly scheme. And so the burden of our teachers, and despite the burden of our teachers, we still produce and we still give results as required of us. We are committed people. And therefore, this action now taken by the Guyana Teachers Union is legal. It is professional. It is not a political orchestrated strike. It is a bread and butter issue. And some of us would have to understand, as my sister Coretta would have said early on, that later on the program we are going to see the emoluments of ministers, but I happen to see a breakdown of the emoluments of our ministers. And I clearly saw that an allowance that would have been given as it relates to a particular level of employee under the minister receives, or that allowance is given in the vicinity of $385,000 thereabout. What are our teachers getting? What are our teachers getting? And so at this stage, our country is in a crisis as it relates to education. And it is not because our teachers are not performing. Our teachers are performing. It is as a result of them not getting the required rewards necessary for them to move to the next stage. And then I come to the final point, Ms. Coretta. And that point is that once we have head teachers and we have education officers and we have ministers threatening our teachers, they have to realize that all of them came out of a school system. And maybe I might be wrong. Some of them did not come out of a school system, but they arrived at a position not deserving of them, but because who they are and who they are affiliated with. And so this is time for seriousness. And I see my good friend from Linden just now on that footage there, right? From Linden. I consider him in those days when I was there as principal, the best head teacher in Linden. So, Ms. Coretta, those are the few remarks I would want to make based on the issues you would have raised, and for us to be able to take it from there.
Somebody called in. Come put on this for me, please. Yes, so viewers, we would just want to show you the salaries of two of our ministers before we take this call. Somebody is on here. I'm not sure what we do to get this mic on. All right. If you want to call in to share your views, that's the number there that you can use to call in if you want to share your views. But we just want to show you quickly the salaries of two of the ministers. That's the salary there of the Minister of Education. That's the salary and all the benefits that she receives. Yes, thank you, operator, for putting that up there. That's the salary of one of the Minister of Education. And let's show you the salary of the other minister now. And you know, I'm one. Teachers, you do the math and you tell me how much you're getting. You do the math and tell me how much you're getting. You got 6.5, they got 6.5 as well. So look what's happening here. So this is Joe's salary. So you understand why Joe could say the things he's saying? You understand why he could say that our strike is political and it's illegal? Because Joe's salary is $1.8 million per month. $1.8 million a month is his salary and allowances. How much do you get, teachers? Do you get $800,000 a month? Teachers, do you get 100? How many of you? You know, very, the masses of our teachers fall in between 161,000 to 270,000. The masses of our teachers. Look, Joe Shafour, he is getting $360,000 to drive. Look, it's right there. How many of our head teachers are receiving that? Huh? Look at it. Look at it. Joe gets $65,000 for house, entertainment, and the duty allowance. Head teachers, how much you getting? How much you getting, head teachers? Joe gets $50,000 for his electricity allowance. Head teachers who are in school and you're blocking other teachers from coming out, you tell me how much you're receiving. Let's go back to the Honorable Madam Priya Manikchand. And you understand why, how Priya could buy Louis Vuitton bag, right? You know, we don't have a difficulty with the bag, but teachers that way too. You know, look at what is happening there. Look at what is happening there. I'm not sure. Look at what is happening there with Minister Priya Manikchand. Look, you see? Look at what is happening there. $65,000 for house, entertainment, and duty. Same 360 and so on. $80,000 for garden allowance. Teachers, in your schools, some of you ain't even got garden at your school. Internet allowance. Look, the maid getting $161,000 per month. And that's the salary of quite a lot of our teachers. So you understand why these people could say, and why these people are not budging when we as teachers are making noise. You understand why they're not budging? Now look at our teachers in the background. Look at what our teachers in the background are saying. Look at what our teachers in the background are saying. Operator, could you pull that up for us? Look at what our teachers in the background are saying, folks. This is what they're saying there. I don't know if you can widen that a little more so that our folks can see. Look at what our teachers are saying. Teachers, pupils, and students have better transportation than teachers. Are we yard fowls that you want to pressure us? We deserve better. We need more teacher uniform allowance. $8,000. No way. Teachers are the most important workers in any society. We fed up living from paycheck to paycheck. Why is it political? Because we want a better wage? Why is it political? Because we want a better wage? Teachers are nation builders. Respect us. Those are words from our teachers. The GTU didn't tell them to write that. Coretta McDonald did not tell them to write that, but that's what our teachers are saying. And if you go to where our teachers are, I think these are the teachers from Kanji branch and somewhere else where the teachers are cooking. These are teachers from Region 2, but and these are our teachers from Region 2, like I said to you earlier. But I think we have some pictures there, Operator, if you could quickly check it, where our teachers are cooking. They're cooking their food by somewhere along the roadside there. Our teachers are cooking. So it is saying to you that our teachers are not going to be, they're not scared. That's one. Two, our teachers are standing out there because they understand the cause of them being out there. They understand why they're out there. And we are not going to say to our members, we will sit idly by and allow you to go through this kind of struggle. You see what is happening there? Our teachers are cooking. Persons are dropping off water, and we want to thank them so much. Persons are dropping off juice. We want to thank you. Persons are dropping off flour and sugar and rice and peas and chicken and fish and sausage. Look, we want to thank all of those civil-minded citizens who are there supporting us because they understand what this struggle is all about. But Priya and Joe and Anil and Bharat Jagdeo and Irfan Ali and all of them, they don't understand what struggle is about. Teachers live from paycheck to halfway paycheck, half of the month. As the teachers were saying yesterday, we draw pay today and we broke today. And I don't understand why people can't, why the president and why Priya Manikchand and why none of them can see and understand what teachers are going through. But viewers, this is the life of a teacher. This is the struggle that teachers have to go through. And you know what we found disgusting? Today in Region 5, just about 100 meters away or something like that from where, well, not 100 meters, wherever it was, a short distance, 4 or 5 buildings away from where the teachers were assembled and they were voicing their disapproval. You had the government persons there sharing $200,000 grants to people with who they claim to have small business or who want to start small business. You understand the kind of bypass teachers have to go through? That's what teachers have to go through. But we will stand steadfast and resolute, and we are going to ensure that with our members there supporting us, that we are going to advance the cause that we are fighting for. Viewers, I want to thank you so much for being here with us on advancing the cause. Comrade Jaikaran, I want to thank you for being here with me, sharing the stage. Once a teacher, always a teacher. And we're going to continue to fire up the teachers in Essequibo. We're going to continue to fire up our teachers in Oriala, our teachers in Linden, in Kokwani, in Aishalton, in Lethem, in Anai, all across this country. We're going to continue to fire up our teachers so that they can stand there. For those parents who came out and have continued to come out to support us, thank you so much. We understand that your children are affected, but take this from us. We love your children. We don't want them to go through what they're going through, but this government is wicked, and they're the ones who are stifling your children. Come out and join us tomorrow, parents, and let's register our concerns. May God bless all of you, and we see you tomorrow. Do have a good night. Be careful on the roadways, and we see you again next Wednesday for more on advancing the cause. But tomorrow, we see you on the streets again as you join with teachers to voice their disapproval of what this government is doing to them. Remember, I didn't say one Guyana. Orphan Ali said one Guyana, but we recognize that there are 2 Guyanas because the teachers are going through a struggle, and Irfan Ali is going out there to meet with the Guyana sugar workers with Gao, and he is ignoring the teachers. So it can't be 2 Guyanas. It could never be 2 Guyanas. Good night, everyone, and take care.